South Sudan, the world's youngest nation, gained independence in 2011, but has since faced relentless poverty, conflict, and political instability despite its abundant natural resources. Its rapid descent into turmoil raises questions about its journey and the hidden challenges within its borders. Join Fledgling Eagle as we uncover the startling realities behind South Sudan's struggles and the elusive dream of a brighter future. South Sudan's natural and climatic diversity. South Sudan, officially the youngest nation in the world, lies strategically in northeastern Africa. This landlocked country is bordered by Sudan to the north, Ethiopia to the east, Kenya and Uganda to the southeast, the Democratic Republic of Congo to the south, and the Central African Republic to the west. Spanning over 619,000 square kilometers, South Sudan is home to an incredible variety of landscapes that highlight its unique geographical significance. One of the nation's most defining natural features is the Sud, an immense wetland sustained by the White Nile River. As one of the largest wetlands globally, the Sud holds ecological importance, supporting regional biodiversity and providing critical resources for agriculture, transportation, and wildlife. The area is renowned for its breathtaking antelope migrations, often compared to the iconic Serengeti migrations, demonstrating its global significance in wildlife preservation. The country experiences two primary seasons: the rainy season, April to October, and the dry season, November to March. The rainy season transforms the landscape into a vibrant and fertile haven, essential for agriculture and water storage, while the dry season challenges communities with intense heat and water scarcity, requiring innovative adaptations for survival. This interplay of geography, climate, and natural resources defines life in South Sudan, influencing its people's resilience, cultural traditions, and connection to their environment. Despite the challenges, the country's breathtaking beauty and ecological wealth make it a remarkable part of Africa with immense, untapped potential. All right. If you're new to this channel, Fledgling Eagle warmly welcomes you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on the notification bell to catch our upcoming content. Water resources, the flow of prosperity and peril. The White Nile, a source of life and hardship. The White Nile serves as the lifeblood of South Sudan, providing sustenance and shaping the way of life for countless communities. However, its dual nature makes it both a blessing and a burden. During the rainy season, the river overflows its banks, inundating villages, farmland, and infrastructure. Families are often displaced, forced to abandon their homes and belongings in the face of rising waters. These floods wreak havoc, destroying crops, damaging vital roads and buildings, and leaving entire communities without shelter or reliable means of survival. Paradoxically, these same floods deliver nutrient-rich silt that revitalizes the soil, enabling farming activities once the waters recede. This fertile land is a lifeline for agriculture, allowing families to grow crops and rebuild their livelihoods. The rainy season thus becomes a time of destruction and renewal, presenting both challenges and opportunities for those who depend on the river. In contrast, the dry season brings extreme heat and an acute scarcity of water. Rainfall becomes almost non-existent, and communities face the grueling task of locating clean water sources. Many must travel long distances under the relentless sun, with water scarcity putting immense strain on daily life. This constant cycle of too much water during one season and too little during another defines the rhythm of survival in South Sudan, demanding both resilience and adaptability. Livelihoods tied to the river's rhythms. The White Nile not only shapes the environment but also underpins the livelihoods of those who live along its banks. For fishermen, the river is a primary source of income, but their success is far from guaranteed. Fluctuating water levels and changing environmental conditions make fish stocks unpredictable. While some seasons bring an abundance of fish, others leave fishermen struggling to fill their nets. Farmers, too, face the unpredictable temperament of the river. They must carefully plan their planting and harvesting schedules, selecting crops that can withstand either the deluge of floods or the harsh dryness of drought. Herders are similarly affected, leading their livestock over great distances in search of water and grazing land. These migrations often spark competition and conflict between neighboring communities, as limited resources become a source of tension and rivalry. For the people of South Sudan, the White Nile is both a vital resource and an unpredictable force of nature. Its seasonal floods can devastate entire regions, yet they also bring life-giving nourishment to the soil, enabling agriculture to flourish. This delicate interplay of destruction and renewal underscores the need for ingenuity, collaboration, and unwavering determination to navigate the river's challenges. The White Nile, as vital as it is unpredictable, remains at the heart of South Sudanese life, shaping the culture, traditions, and resilience of its people. Ethnic and cultural diversity, a tapestry of timeless traditions. South Sudan is a land of extraordinary cultural diversity, home to over 60 ethnic groups, each contributing to the nation's unique identity. Among these groups, the Dinka stands out as the largest, with an estimated 3 million people. For the Dinka, cattle hold a central place in their culture, symbolizing wealth, status, and spirituality. These animals play a critical role in daily life, influencing everything from sacred rituals to marriage. The custom of negotiating bride prices in cattle underscores their immense cultural value and their role in forging alliances between families. The Nuer, another prominent ethnic group, share a deep connection to cattle, but are also known for their striking scarification rituals. These symbolic facial markings performed during rites of passage signify maturity, bravery, and acceptance into adulthood, affirming an individual's role within the community. Meanwhile, the Shilluk contribute through their rich oral traditions, rhythmic drumming, and ceremonial dances that weave together their history and contemporary life. Smaller ethnic groups, such as the Azande and Bari, add further depth to South Sudan's cultural tapestry. The Azande are celebrated for their craftsmanship and innovative farming techniques, while the Bari are known for their communal celebrations and agricultural ingenuity. Despite decades of hardship, including conflict, displacement, and economic challenges, South Sudan's ethnic communities remain resolute in preserving their traditions. This collective cultural resilience fosters a shared sense of identity and belonging, inspiring hope even amidst adversity. Together, these ethnic groups form a vibrant mosaic that reflects the nation's spirit and enduring strength. Cattle, a pillar of South Sudanese society. In South Sudan, cattle are far more than mere livestock. They are deeply ingrained in the social, cultural, and economic fabric of the nation. Representing wealth, status, and influence, cattle often serve as a form of currency in pivotal societal transactions. Marriage negotiations, for instance, revolve around cattle, with bride prices often comprising herds of animals. This practice reflects the importance of cattle in building familial and communal connections, with many families dedicating years to acquiring enough cattle for these arrangements. Cattle also play a central role in peace-building efforts. The exchange of cattle between warring groups symbolizes reconciliation, fostering trust and unity. Furthermore, they are integral to rites of passage. For many young men, acquiring and managing cattle is a way to demonstrate their readiness for adulthood, proving their ability to protect and provide for their families and communities. In many ethnic groups, cattle are revered and even given names, each animal recognized for its unique attributes and significance. Losing cattle, whether through theft, conflict, or natural disasters, can have devastating consequences, affecting a family's economic stability, social status, and marriage prospects. For South Sudanese communities, cattle embody resilience, tradition, and identity. They serve as a bridge between generations, preserving cultural practices and symbolizing the enduring legacy of the nation's people. This profound connection underscores the irreplaceable role of cattle in the social and cultural structure of South Sudanese life. Religion, language, and culture, the heartbeat of South Sudan's identity. South Sudan's rich cultural heritage is vividly expressed through its diverse languages and religious practices. With over 60 languages spoken across the nation, the linguistic landscape reflects the vibrant tapestry of its ethnic groups. Prominent languages like Dinka, Nuer, and Zanda represent key communities, while English and Arabic serve as official languages, enabling communication across regions and in formal settings such as government and education. Christianity is the predominant religion, deeply rooted in the country's history through colonial influences and missionary efforts. However, traditional spiritual beliefs remain integral to the cultural fabric, often coexisting harmoniously with Christian practices. These traditions are celebrated in unique rituals, such as the Azande's use of massive ceremonial drums to ward off malevolent spirits and invite prosperity, or the Nuer's renowned drumming, which serves as a unifying force during festivals and communal events. Dance plays a central role in South Sudanese cultural expression. The Yeng, a traditional dance style, is a highlight of weddings, harvest festivals, and other major gatherings, combining music, movement, and storytelling to create a shared sense of joy and identity. These artistic expressions provide solace during difficult times, fostering resilience and unity within communities. The diversity of South Sudan's religious, linguistic, and cultural practices not only enriches its national identity, but also reinforces communal bonds. This cultural strength offers hope and solidarity, even amidst the many challenges the nation faces. The story of the world's youngest nation, a path woven with struggle and aspiration. South Sudan's path to independence is a tale of resilience and determination, shaped by decades of marginalization and conflict. Under colonial rule and successive administrations in Khartoum, the northern region received the majority of political power and economic investment, leaving the south neglected and fostering deep resentment. This inequality led to two prolonged civil wars, lasting over 50 years and claiming millions of lives while displacing countless others. A turning point came with the signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, CPA, in 2005. This accord brought a temporary cessation to hostilities, granting autonomy to the South and laying the groundwork for the 2011 referendum. In a remarkable display of unity, over 98% of South Sudanese voted for independence, marking a historic moment of liberation. However, the challenges of nationhood quickly emerged. South Sudan inherited a landscape of limited infrastructure, widespread poverty, and deeply entrenched ethnic divisions. Basic amenities like roads, schools, and healthcare were scarce, and internal political rivalries further destabilized the country. Ethnic conflicts and violence have continued to impede progress, undermining development efforts and threatening the nation's fragile unity. Despite these hurdles, the people of South Sudan remain steadfast in their efforts to build a peaceful and prosperous nation. Independence is seen not as an endpoint, but as the beginning of a collective journey toward a brighter future. The preservation of their rich cultural heritage and the unyielding spirit of the South Sudanese offer a beacon of hope as they work to overcome adversity and lay the foundations for lasting peace. Extreme poverty, the contradiction of wealth and despair. Despite its abundant natural resources, South Sudan remains one of the world's poorest nations. Over 80% of the population resides in rural areas, relying heavily on subsistence farming and livestock for survival. These livelihoods, however, are perpetually threatened by ongoing conflict, unpredictable weather patterns, and a lack of infrastructure. Such vulnerabilities contribute to chronic food insecurity, with over 60% of the population facing hunger on a regular basis. Displacement and a fragile economy further exacerbate the crisis, leaving millions in dire need. Although South Sudan is endowed with vast oil reserves and fertile agricultural land, these assets remain largely underutilized. Corruption, weak governance, and insufficient investment have stymied progress, preventing the country from capitalizing on its natural wealth to drive national development. Addressing extreme poverty requires long-term, multifaceted strategies. Investing in infrastructure, such as roads, healthcare facilities, and schools, can connect rural communities to essential services and markets. Promoting sustainable agricultural practices and diversifying the economy beyond oil production are also critical for enhancing food security and creating employment opportunities. With careful planning and continued international support, South Sudan has the potential to harness its resources and uplift its people, transforming poverty into prosperity. Water, sanitation, and health, breaking a cycle of crisis. Access to clean water and sanitation remains a major challenge in South Sudan, with nearly half the population deprived of these basic necessities. This lack of access has led to the widespread prevalence of preventable waterborne diseases such as cholera and diarrhea, which disproportionately affect children and vulnerable communities. Limited infrastructure and resources intensify these struggles, making the daily search for clean water an arduous task for millions. The healthcare system is similarly strained, receiving only 2.6% of the national budget. Medical facilities, especially in remote regions, are sparse, forcing many to depend on international aid organizations like Doctors Without Borders for critical services. These groups provide essential care, from vaccinations to emergency interventions during outbreaks, yet their efforts can only address a fraction of the overwhelming need. To improve living conditions, substantial investments in water, sanitation, and healthcare infrastructure are essential. Strengthening these areas will not only reduce preventable diseases, but also enhance the overall well-being of South Sudan's population, paving the way for a healthier future. Breaking the cycle. Education in South Sudan. Education is one of South Sudan's greatest challenges, with more than 70% of children out of school. Families struggling for survival often prioritize basic needs over formal learning, leaving schools underfunded and poorly equipped. In rural areas, many educational facilities lack essentials like textbooks, desks, and trained teachers. Some communities have no schools at all, perpetuating cycles of poverty and illiteracy. Cultural norms further hinder access to education, particularly for girls. Early marriages, household responsibilities, and societal expectations frequently force girls to drop out of school. These barriers contribute to one of the lowest literacy rates globally, severely limiting South Sudan's potential for social and economic growth. Addressing this crisis requires systemic reforms and sustained investments. Building more schools and equipping them with resources, along with training teachers to improve education quality, is crucial. Equally important is fostering cultural change to promote gender equality in education, ensuring that girls and boys alike can access learning opportunities. Education is not only a fundamental human right, but also a cornerstone of South Sudan's development. Empowering children with education is key to building a skilled and hopeful generation, ready to shape a brighter future for the nation. A glimmer of hope amid challenges. Amid its struggles, South Sudan has shown remarkable resilience and progress. Over the past 2 decades, life expectancy has risen from 48 to 57 years, reflecting improvements in healthcare and living standards. International aid organizations have played a critical role, providing education, clean water, and medical care in underserved areas. Rebuilding efforts are slowly taking root, with projects focused on improving infrastructure, boosting agricultural productivity, and fostering peace and reconciliation. Grassroots initiatives also demonstrate inspiring resilience as communities preserve their cultural heritage, adapt to challenges, and work toward a more stable future. While the path ahead is challenging, South Sudan's potential remains undeniable. With continued global support and a focus on sustainable development, the nation can overcome its hardships and realize its vision of peace and prosperity. South Sudan's journey is one of resilience, hope, and determination amidst adversity. Its cultural richness, struggles with poverty, and progress in life expectancy are a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. Which part of this story resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more inspiring stories from Beautiful World. Every journey uncovers something extraordinary.